Thank you, Trace. For the first time ever, we are casting outside live downtown in Chicago.
It's hot out here.
It is super hot out here, but we're trying new things. Bit of an audience. You over there, the blondie. Hi, how you doing? It's going to be a good time. G2 versus MIBR. Zeus is standing in, however.
Oh, yes, indeed. And he'll have to be electrifying today for MIBR to even stand a chance, I would say. I agree with the boys, G2. It's their game to lose. They somehow give up a map here. It's going to be shocking, almost. They should have a massive upper hand, especially on Inferno, not at MIBR. Classic. They play it a lot, but I've never really been convinced.
Well, we'll find out if there is a compelling argument or not. I have heard the atmosphere inside of the team. Zeus! Okay, buddy. How you doing? I have heard the atmosphere inside of the team is actually quite good in MIBR right now. Everyone seems settled and on the same page again, so perhaps it was best for both parties to separate ways. Obviously, the decision on who comes in next is up for debate. I've heard a rumor. We'll see if it's true or not.
It would make sense with Lucas in there. There might be a certain counterpart that could be brought in.
I've heard a different rumor.
Have you really?
I have. I'm not going to mention it because it's very, very low key. Like,
I like that.
Suggestive from them even. They're not even sure.
Wow.
So, but we'll see if it happens or not. Nonetheless, it seems like they've got their eyes focused moving forward.
Here we go then. 3 versus 2, and with the aggression at the start, G2 find themselves at a disadvantage here, but Shoxy has spotted one towards Graveyard. Fur not quite getting the angle spot on, so Shoxy now knows exactly where 2 are, waiting for Fur to peek. He's actually just walk up and eviscerate him in the corner. One bullet from Shoxy coming in. There it is, and he could actually get the full defuse at this point. He hasn't got the kit, but he might as well just get stuck on it. Fallen so far away from this one, and he's just hoping that they make a mistake here. If he gets one of these kills, there is a real chance. The game is on now. Fallen will be trying to make his way through the smoke down. That guarantees things. Very well done there. Just that spotted player towards the Graveyard, that gave it all away. Shoxy knew, I don't have to get that kill, but I know he's there. He finds the first shot on the bomb side there, knows exactly what the second is. Nice defuse coming in, and it's a shame for Zeus. He gets 2 opening frags there as well from the aggression, unable to convert, but the bomb planters suggest there will be a buy in the second round. Can expect to see a couple of AKs here. What will G2 have, though? They normally focus on the SMGs. And indeed, we're seeing those. Jackson lucky with the MP9s. This is the replay. Zeus, he's filled in for MIBR SK before, and remember, he always was playing with the CZ most of the game, so got most of his kills because he's dropping weapons all the time. I don't think we'll see that much going on this game, but it's good to see him kick things off in decent manner. As we mentioned, should see AKs here. We have 2 of them. And will it be enough to fend off the buy of G2 here as they'll be pushing towards that banana position? That's a good little spam from Lucas here. Does significant damage, but Jax will get away.
He will indeed. So a very aggressive buy from MIBR. Taco, Deagle going to try and work top middle. Molotov bounce to Cubby, clear the corners. Get the fight as close to the bomb site as possible so that chaos can ensue and the AKs can go to work while the bomb can be planted. All in one motion, Taco shocks. That's a great shot. Good find. Opens up the arch, gives them a bit more of the map to work with. Also baits out a response in terms of utility from G2. And as such, well, good nade to counter it off. Didn't do any damage. It barely caught Jax. That could have killed him. He was so low. But as such, it now forces, as I say, movement as well, and the defense becomes hindered quite significantly. SMGs at range, these AKs are going to be massive.
They've still got smokes as well. This is looking quite good from IBR. That smoke makes things a little bit problematic. We will see if they can execute towards the B site. It's going to be a final finish here with 5 players up against these SMGs, and Lucky knows he has to play in front of the smokes here. He has to be combative and ready to go.
Interesting thing is Taco got the first kill on the AK. He stayed on it, but Lucas was low. They both had head armor. They could have swapped the AK back over to Taco's hands. Turns out he wants that Deagle. Zeus again finding a headshot with the pistol, so his 3rd kill with pistols already, and Kenny trying to work back in will take him down. The advantage firmly to MIBR, and smoke off towards CT. Kenny's fluffed the lines on the incendiary and now has to back away. This is looking solid for a response.
Yeah, it absolutely is. It's always a strong buy in the second round, and you'll see more and more teams do this as time goes on. It seems to be a very strong approach, and it works out once again. You can see if you get a few kills in the pistol, get that bomb planted. Even if you lose the round, you have a strong chance of winning this second one. It's going to be in the bag from IBR. Amanak just looking for any exit frags, farm some cash, the UMP, try and take down everyone with him. Is it going to be possible? There's one person on the side. Fallen will drop at the bomb. So at least he's removed that fact that they take no AKs into the next round. They'll get a scout, but I'm assuming G2 will force buy back. But we remember, we noticed yesterday, their usual tendencies historically in Shoxy's teams, they love a force buy. They're showing less of that with this squad. Yep. They're trying to focus more on winning rounds where they have the AWP for Kenny, for example, which is something we noticed a lot in the last year, that he never really had the AWP because they kept force buying all the time. We're seeing Deagles, no armor, and that's exactly what we're getting here. It makes sense, right? We explained it yesterday. If you get a one deeg someone, you're probably going to hit them in the face before you even get shot. So that's the idea behind this. You still have a chance to win the round. They've got some smokes to try and slow it down, but ultimately saving cash.
Fur flashed in with the MAC-10. Lucas looks the other direction. My God, the portrait of Lucas. Did you see it again? He looks like he's staring into your soul.
I like that.
Kenny's staring into his dome. The hole he puts in it with the deagle. And then receives the same from Zeus, who's now had a kill in all 3 of the opening rounds. Great form for him to start in. As Fur takes out Shocks. Wallen does the same to Jackson. Round should be secured, even though they are still near the 2 CT players. B's wide open, but it doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah.
I say that. Almana could surprise maybe one. Zeus catches him on the way by with bomb. Look at him go.
Fancy footwork as well there. That was pretty impressive, I have to say. So yeah, that's a big kill. The only chance they had there was that CZ trying to deny the plant. Lucky can do nothing with it. But remember, that was a modest investment from G2. They're focusing on the bigger picture here, which is what you want to do. They don't need to win ecos. They don't have to force buy as much. They are the proper team here. Zeus is the coach of the squad. They're missing their star player. The player that really got them through most of their Inferno victories most of the time would be Coldzera historically. He was the one who would always posting 20+ frags, and their T sides would look problematic generally. But it's great they've got this start now. It's exactly what they needed. Should be 3-1. Pretty much full eco here, as we'll see G2 stack the B bomb site. They've got one flashbang, so a bit of a pounce towards the barrels potentially, something like that. Well, they'll see if they can detect a threat at the top. So yes, exactly. Lucky will set them up, and as soon as he gets the cue from his teammates to send over the flash, that's when they go. I think it's been delivered now. And oh, it's good. Should be a kill or two. Absolutely well recovered, and it's going to be just the one so far. Kenny S will get Lucas, but round should be safe. Taco makes light work of the last 2. 3-1, but as we mentioned now, Kenny S, $6,100 instead of having $4,500 like he usually does. He can buy the AWP now, which he doesn't go for, Matt. He goes for an M4. He had $6,100 there. He went for the M4.
Tactical decision.
You've got one of the most highly decorated and pedigreed AWPers of all time, and he's opted against it. Interesting.
He's opted against it.
He's opted against it, yes, exactly. That's so wild to me. I want to see how it goes down.
Well, it's suggestive that they want to be aggressive. They are going to put 3 over toward Banana early on, but I do agree with you. You'd expect CT side of Inferno, you would...
That's what they were ecoing for. That's what we kind of built up.
it's the perfect map for it to play into. Ooh, that Molotov. Jax is forced forward. No one there, thankfully, because their own utility has held them off. And he's got a good position at the cubby. Needs to make sure he has support from the top side of Banana. That's lucky. Both of those two combined don't have a lot of HP to work with. So, I'll have to be careful. Look. It just looks like he's like staring into you with some sort of mild surprise. he's judging you right now. Look at him.
Yeah, it looks like he's seen some things.
Yeah.
Well, remember, no Kenny S AWP. It will be a Shoxy rifle, though. That's pretty powerful as well. There's the second frag. This pincer towards the A side starting to fall apart here for the Brazilians. It's a 4 versus 3. Fur is the walking wounded at just 5 points of health. But Zeus continues to frag here. It doesn't look like it'll be enough this round. And Fur waiting towards the underpass. Unfortunately for him, he does have a chance to win this one with the bomb down. Anything in his general direction is going to get him. He's making a lot of noise, and Jax should make light work of it. And there we have it. It's the first gun round for G2. A couple of frags there coming in for Jax at the end. And Kenny found a shot with the M4. So fair play. Didn't need the AWP to find success.
He did not. He was just Maltesing us by not using the op.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Anyone doesn't know?
He's your neighbor, right?
He is. Kenny lives in Malta. So do I. And yeah, I want to. So does Shad. So does Machine
Alex.
now. Yeah, everyone's kind of getting over there.
Coming over soon, guys.
Yeah.
Don't forget. I'm gonna swim there.
I went on a boat trip with Kenny a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, we're having a lovely time.
Very romantic.
It was. It was beautiful, I have to say.
Did he bring the French wines?
He brought the champagne. That's how he's rolling. So
And I'm sure a very different type of baguette.
Exactly. We'll get into the next round as we get a shot. That's ridiculous. Jax with the AK-47 spamming speculative shots towards that area through the smoke. Gets a clean headshot. Those are the worst ones to receive. And in response, MIBR will just fully commit towards A. Try and catch them out. But it's Amanek with a lovely little gap there. Continues to find the advantage and does damage towards Taco.
Oh, I was going to say that gap is going to be so immense because not only did he find a kill from it, they put all their attention toward him. There was 2 in the pit. Surprisingly, the second player in the pit was Kenny. He went down. Amanek still gets away with 3 kills. So very good work from him to dance around the smokes. Bit off, I have to say, on the execution from MIBR to try and cover those positions because they were hoping to get by it, get to the site, get the bomb down before they had to deal with that position, but just didn't line it up right.
Yeah, it was more a necessity at that point. They were getting ready for the execution. They lost a quick kill at the very start. They might as well use that information as 2 still at the B area, push down deep. But Amanek, really nice play here. Solid hold, really strong stuff. Nothing really to report on this round, I'm afraid. MIBR just deagles. No armor apart from Fur and Fallen, who've got some Kevlar, no grenades. It would take something like that to win this round. Okay, Fallen just jumping up the logs, finding a 1D. That wasn't in the script. That wasn't supposed to happen. G2 now on the back foot.
Back foot indeed. Let's see how they can work.
Damn. Oh! Okay.
Yup, that's pretty sick. I don't mind that. I was going to say with Glocks and 2 Deagles, Zeus went down. Amanek still manages to get 2, but look what they picked up. I say picked up. They didn't actually get any of the guns yet. They went straight to the site. They're going to go back for them now and just get that AUG, just get out of there in time because they were rotating Jax in that direction to see if he could spot them getting the weapons. This is a decent setup. No armor. Nade's going to do a massive amount of damage onto Lucas.
CT's running out of time here as well. They have no smoke to try and get a cheeky defuse going. It looks like they might be out of luck here. 1 flash towards a pit. Jax will have to jump out. Last chance here. Can he find both kills?
Got the first one cleanly. Remember, Lucas is low from the nade, but they have to go so quickly. Taco's bought enough time. Surely it's enough time. Jax, not the one with the kit. Kenny had it. He couldn't get far enough away to grab it, and he might go down with the bomb as well. Huge win from MIBR.
Yeah, it's Fallen finally opening frags to the Desert Eagle. Those are the kind of rounds they're going to need to stand a chance here on Inferno. That is massive, and you can't really blame G2 for that. The opening kill, he was in a safe position. It's just a remarkable shot there from Fallen. The fact he hits the second as well, there might be something to be said about this game. Who knows? They take the lead now, and the money's kind of shattered as well. Nice attempt from Jax here. There was just enough time. If he cleanly gets that kill on the player in the corner there, and they could have gotten the defuse, I think they had it. But here comes the AWP on Shoxy. What? Okay. I'm not even gonna. You know what? Let's just let it happen. Let's just let it go. Just see what this takes us. Kenny on the CZ with armor. Shoxy glass cannon with AWP. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they've done the conversion on currency.
I don't know what they've gone for here, but I'm interested.
Somewhere NBK is smiling.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, they're back to their usual tricks. Well then, double nade over. Won't do too much unless they move right in position now. You can see what that's supposed to do, but no one there to receive. And ideally, when you have an AWP like this, surrounded by SMGs and a pistol, you need it to be aggressive. You want someone like Kenny S. His playstyle suits this buy. That's my point, really. He wants to go get his early picks. He can make that happen. Shoxy is more static than Kenny, and with glass cannon as well. I'm not sure that wins in the round, but I'm more than happy to be proven wrong. Right now, he's on the exact opposite side of the map. Jax, he knows, once again, he'll have to sit in front of the smoke, and hopefully someone will sneak through.
Jax is waiting perfectly positioned, but responded Lucas. 2 on the way through with the Krieg as well. Not the best for spraying. And already a save called. So we're going to go 5-3 in favor of MIBR, who are looking very solid, I have to say. Even with Zeus in the lineup, they're attacking very well. We'll see if there's weaknesses on the CT side, if they can exploit his position, perhaps.
Yeah.
But right now, G2, considering they gave Liquid a run yesterday, they're against the ropes.
Well, they're certainly making it interesting. We'll see if there's a chance now to hold on to absolutely everything as we get into a 3 versus 4. Just the CTs holding out to what they have. UMP, CZ, AWP, and that's about it.
So 6 now for MIBR. 5, excuse me. I dislike that it changes when it...
Yeah, it gets you sometimes.
Me sometimes. So 5-3, but maybe 6 because it had to be a safe call super early. There's not a lot of money. You pointed out the glass cannon for Shox despite having Kenny on armor. Maybe you throw it to him now. Maybe you let him be a little more aggressive. Apparently not. Shox is holding it.
I don't get this. So let's break it down. First gun round, 6K, he bought an M4. Now you're desperate for a round and you've got Kenny S in prime form right now the last month, and he's not using it. He's the player with armor. What's happening here? Like, is it Shox not wanting to give it up, or Kenny not feeling it today? I can only speculate. There must be some sort of logic behind it, but Kenny actually has armor right now. Shox doesn't. Like, give him the orb. He's got more chance of finding kills with it and surviving. So it would make sense, right? That.
Yep. It's confusing to me because yesterday everything looked actually quite good.
Yes.
They looked well prepared. They were giving Liquid a run on an overpass as well. Now they're just, I mean, what is that? He's standing out there, gets blinded, no response. He has the op, he just gives it away. It confuses me too because one of the things that I thought was going to make G2 better was guys like Shox and Kenny saying, hey, we need to work as a team. Yeah, this makes me question if Shox is the one saying, hey, I want the op today, I'm going to go nuts. No, you can't play like that anymore, bro.
Yeah.
You're an old, washed-up human.
Okay.
I'm kidding. Listen, he's younger than I am.
Yeah.
He's, you know, but the point is, there's so much young talent. We touched on that. You can't necessarily just style on people, so to speak, like that. You've got to be smart about these decisions.
Just stick to the game plan. You're against MIBR with a coach, right? Like, nothing flashy has to happen. Nothing weird has to go down. Just play your usual game, and they haven't done that once yet. Kenny S has not had an orb, and we're getting to round 10 on the CT side of Inferno. It doesn't make any sense. But either way, obviously, we're...
Reigns the admin?
Nice. That's kind. For a second there, you had me. I was like, wait, what? Round 10, and yeah, G2. This is not good enough. This is. I don't know what's going on over there. What they're planning, what they're doing. This is just falling apart in every facet of the game.
If you take an eco right now, just hit the reset button right now.
Yeah, just say
go back to the basics.
Exactly.
Get back to the playbook now. It's not too late. You're only down 3 rounds. CT side, you can get things going, string it together, but just throw whatever you're doing out the window and go back to the book.
Well, Kenny has enough for an AWP next round. He has 4,500 at this point. Loss bonus is racking up rapidly. So surely we see the AWP in his hands. If we don't, something's really gone wrong today for G2. I can't really explain it so far, but let's see if they can bounce back. Fair enough, MIBR, they can only play what's put against them, and they're delivering.
I'm not mistaken, Lucky had 2 kills in the first half on this map yesterday. He's 008 right now.
He is. It's a new agent. And the flashbang approach once again seems to have similar results. A trade kill this time, Zeus. That's all he has to do. We normally see when coaches are playing, if they can just get 1 kill a round, like that's filling their quota and then some. So he's already contributed this round. Shoxy with the deagle, probably good for a kill here, I would say. There's the first, not the second. And we'll have a 3 versus 2. Plenty of time on the clock. Don't have to push through smoked here. Don't do anything over dramatic. It will be Taco with the gap, finding Kenny S. And Amanek maybe gets a kill, but without the armor, he'll be dropped relatively quickly. Kenny has to buy the AWP now. Let's go back to the basics. What works? It's the game plan. That's what should be happening. Buys the M4 again. There's either something that's gone horribly wrong today and he doesn't feel it, but he has purchased a weapon. So we're back to normality now. Shock's going to afford a double AWP. I wouldn't mind that too much. That's okay. Him on the secondary, not a problem. But just the primary when Kenny's there, that doesn't really make sense. We're back in the normal setup here. Reality has been restored. And they'll go for a 3-man push towards B. Amanek with the incendiary to lock them in towards Banana. Flashbang going up high. And they will be challenging for control once again. Jax, incendiary, doesn't detect threats. It's quite a passive hold from MIBR. They've got a huge lead. They've got lots of money building up at this point. And they don't need a sniper. When they're on the T side, and Fallen's very capable rifler himself. We've seen it. And they've got mid control. This will be an A pounce. They're just sticking together as a wolf pack and just trying to trade out kills, which is fine, considering the circumstances.
It's the right mentality. It is call a simple game, get things done, and again, stick to the plan. It's what G2 wasn't doing, and I only mention it and only harp on it because it was working so well yesterday, so why change it? If it wasn't working, I could see need to change things up, but Shox on a rifle, look at what he can do already. Couldn't quite locate Lucas on the edge of the smoke, who suddenly turns around to find Jax, and Lucky takes both down. 9 HP, has the bomb, he can bail. He's over to B.
He's on for the ace as well. The mind games begin. Kenny has lost track of him. With a minute on the clock, you might as well do that. Suggest you're going one place, but...
I don't know that I like this rotation particularly, though.
I guess if at this point, he has no information as to where Kenny is. HP's not a factor. He knows he's up against the AWP. It looks like Kenny hasn't been given the intel that he's low HP, unless he's running around with the pistol right now, which he is, to be fair. So he must know he's been dinked. So at least he has that working in his favor. One shot from the USP will be enough, anywhere on the body. And he's in the wrong side of the map. And he's just trying to stay in a transitional position. You can see like he's in library. If he comes A, ready to go. But he has gone B, and he has no kit, no grenades, and Lucas can legit go anywhere at this point. And yeah, he has to find the rifle. It's actually looking very good for the ace here for Lucas. Another round, they're going to steal away. It's a common pre-fire position. I like it. It should work out for him, but there is a chance Kenny swings around and pre-fires this with the USP or the AK. We'll see.
He's so low on HP.
Yeah, like Kenny is aware that like, if he checks up high, he's got it.
Oh, he does, just barely, but look how low he went.
Yeah.
He's lucky he was low HP. He had 9, and Kenny ends on 6, coming down from 100. Lucas misses the ace in the round by that margin, and G2 get a much-needed 4th round.
Yeah, I think you could have played with him a bit more on the bomb. Like, he put himself in a position you just hope he didn't check, but like I said, that's quite a common one in that sort of scenario. I'd have liked to have hit and ducked and weave a bit more, but it was a very, very good effort. It wasn't the ace. And will be Kenny coming out on top. Here's Lucas. Great display here. The fact he comes back and gets the 3rd kill in this sequence, like behind him towards quad. The next one after this is nuts. See you lucky. But didn't equate to a round victory. Still, money extreme. Shox has got USP only. Does he think he's up against an Eco right now? He's got $2,800 and he's got a USP. What is going on, Matt? He has $2,800 right now and he's got a USP. Has he left the gun in spawn? Please say left it in spawn. I'll go check.
Yeah, I can't on mine, but that's unbelievable.
Dude, he's got $2,800. What's going on here? He could buy a FAMAS, a shotgun, an SMG, a Deagle.
Get it together. You don't need a dad to tell you how to spend your money. You're all adults. The coach...
Everyone else is fully invested, and he's...
After the last time out, I thought they were getting on the same page because they all took the eco despite having about 4,000. They waited it out. They got back to normality. Now I'm confused. Okay, well.
They've won 4 rounds in a row. Like, the only thing I can think of, he's saying, oh, they're definitely go this round. I'll use USP. I'll get the AWP out again. No.
Which is also why.
I assume this is a mistake. That's what I'm going to put this one down to.
I mean, you could be onto something if they win this round. Okay, then they get the op drop shocks. Kenny gives
at least
them
get
the
a
AK,
P250.
Yeah, I agree. A USP doesn't cut it.
A P250 would be fine. I wouldn't be too mad at that. I could see some logic behind it, but a USP, like, he's not really going to do anything this round. Either way, it's towards me we go. Lucky, can't find the first, doesn't bode well, but that FAMAS, that's what they needed. It's going to give them a slight advantage here, but remember, Shock's pretty much useless in the round. He'll be assisting with the boost, and Jax is actually going to do a great job here with the FAMAS. He's managed to get himself a massive amount of kills on for the ace, but he does go down, and it looks like they managed to negate this round after whatever that was. Couldn't tell you.
Oh, jumping through on that AK one at a time. Yeah, I don't know what that was either. They get 2 AKs for it. Shox is 6,100. He's already bought the op. Now, please give the op to Kenny and take the AK.
Take a timeout.
He has. Okay, so Kenny's going to take the op. He goes on to an AK. This is better. They got away with one. They also got away with the fact that 0, 2, and 11. Lucky went down for free again in the B site. That's a problem. Jax, what a round, though. That's stepping up if you needed it.
Last bullet of the FAMAS get their headshot as well to deny the
FAMAS seems better lately.
It does. I think it's underrated. A lot of pros shy away from it. It's actually really
nothing's
legit.
changed. It's just suddenly making an appearance.
It's legit.
I guess people have gotten so far from the SMGs during our AUG meta time that they want to stay on rifles, and that's why we're seeing it a bit more. But Lucky with 2, finally on the board. He burns alive, but it was worth the price to pay as they sit in a 3-on-3. And Fur on 46 has bomb, has to back away. He'll hold top of Banana. His other 2 teammates will check the rest of the map out because there's still a minute and 23 to work with. Dominic wants back out. Wrong time to try and pull the knife and run. Shox wants the same. Very wide. He's got to commit to this angle. Gets the first but not the second bomb recovered, and they know B's got to be open at this point. So in they go, and it's Kenny on rotation with an AWP. He'll come through Banana. That gives him a chance perhaps to catch one off very quickly. Might even want to switch if he can get the first shot to one of those AKs that's still sitting there. But it is Kenny, and it is an op, so maybe he'll just go straight in with it. And here we begin. He knows it's behind the fountain. It knows where Lucas was. It's a perfect flick onto him, and he's already read based on sound that, Zeus is over toward Nui. Clears out Oranges too. That gives him a chance to continue to focus on Nubox, but it means that he can stay behind it. He's trying to bait him out with shots. Zeus in a clutch, and fully flashed. That's well played from Kenny S.
Yeah, it took a lot there, but he gets it done. And Zeus, after receiving a couple of shots in his direction. Did manage to stay alive for longer than I expected, but Kenny S comes out on top. It's a nice, clean finish there for Kenny. As we go 7-6 here, MIBR. This is their pick, remember, Inferno. We move on to Dust 2 next, which is wide open, really, considering the play style from MIBR. It will suit them to a T. If they can manage to win Inferno, there's a chance they 2-0 this. But Kenny S looking sharp here. Nice flashbang. Zeus gets hit twice, I think, by that point, and he was done for. Lovely shot to close things out. And we are back on track for the French. 3 and 4s. 1 UMP as Kenny S now will be positioned towards Arch. This is more like it.
Lucky fired through. Damage done. Greater amounts to MIBR than inflicted upon G2. They still sit very healthy in their positions, but spamming a lot to try and inflict more. Taco slides out to get Kenny. Op misses. Krieg does not. Fallen. Making sure he's ready if anyone wants to take back map control. That's exactly what Lucky and Jax are doing. The young duo, the new duo, Lucky. He's going to get another kill, so he continues forward. Dominic peeks out and gets information, but Jax is now the one behind them. Lucky fell to Fallen, but doubling up on the bomb down. This is a round stolen back by aggression that was much needed. My goodness, Taco.
What?
It's just shocks. They know where he is. He's just revealed his position. Get that bomb and bail. They know that he's gonna, that's smart. I was gonna say, they know he's gonna be able to peek that, so rather than run back, I thought maybe they'd try and hold the position, but instead, they force him through Boiler. Furs heard this. He's got a smoke to sit in. Shox is in front of him. He just has to walk out at the right time, and they absolutely IQ'd on Shox.
Yeah, that's really nice from MIBR. This is just a great display of individual skill. Like we said, a very simple game plan. We don't see anything too flash in terms of fakes or set pieces. Just going around as a 5-man unit, nailing shots. Like, remember, these are still world-class players in MIBR. They have a coach playing who's doing everything he has to. He's got 7 frags. That's higher than Lucky, who's on 3 and 13, for example. So he's doing what he has to at this point. You can see an eco coming in, or actually a force buy, I should say, from G2 here, as it is the final round. Shotguns are out, CZs, MP9s. Will it be enough? I'm not sure it will be. As the spam comes through, it's Kenny S in the apartments, down to 43. Molotov. Oh, it's all starting to fall apart here. So much damage being inflicted. They're going to be dropped here, surely. There it is. 4 players remain from IBR. Lots of time. They know it's a compromised situation for G2. And they're only going to have 6 rounds on their CT side here. But we have seen a lot of T-side victories this tournament. We have to say that. And I agree with you. Like, this might look very good from IBR, but their CT side is going to be not as polished. It's going to be difficult against G2 with their executions and more synergy and theory work behind them. So great start, but still G2 with a fighting chance here.
Yeah, fighting chance, but MIBR, I'm very impressed considering what we saw from them yesterday.
Yep.
To turn this around like this, Jax will get Taco, but for what cause? Upgrades onto the Krieg. He's got a smoke lineup to get himself out from the apartments, but Fallen is right in front with the AWP, realizes he can't hold it now, and switches over to the Deagle, sees him walking through, 9-6. MIBR looking motivated. They look happy.
They look great. MIBR have turned up the play today, and some question marks about the setup of G2 here. Can they pull it together and bring things back in the second half? Well, you're gonna have to find out after this break.
9-6, MIBR took the T side. They now switch over to the defense and see if they can close out map number 1 against G2. This is a very important game. The chicken, that's what saved them yesterday.
Yes, it is. You're absolutely right. I forgot about the chicken factor here. It was a massive, influential
and it was
piece
also
of the puzzle.
The CT side where they only got 3 rounds.
Yes.
So, hey, hang on.
There might be something to this. I still feel like
Did
MIBR...
anyone check the chicken's config? I'm just, let's make sure it's all fair play here.
We'll get into the pistol. The PD-50's out for Shoxy. They've got 2 smokes and a Molotov. Suggest a B approach, but doesn't necessarily mean that's exactly what will be happening. There's a smoke towards Arch early from the T side, so could be actually heading for a fast A attack here. Smoke towards Library. They've already smoked Arch. They're going to go through quad and apartment, so a flash over the top, and we'll see if it works out for them. It's Taco to defend.
Taco to defend valiantly. Adjusted his aim to fire down to Almanac. That's where Lucas was. He could have focused on the door. Lucas does a fantastic job of finding the last bullet shot on his second kill. But still, it's a 2-on-2, and the HP very firmly in the favor of MIBR. The bomb site, not so much. Kenny has the bomb. He'll work toward his teammate. Need to get that down safely. He'll be the one to do so. Shox holds on 11 HP, but no peek. They wait for the commitment, and Fur, rightfully so, finds both.
Wow. Okay. USPs, that ain't bad at all. It will be a victory from IBR, and I would say a much needed one. Sure, they're in the lead right now, but their CG side is going to be difficult up against prepared G2. We've noticed that their tactical aspect has looked very impressive in the last month, and they've managed to get the bomb planted. Will we see a similar approach that we did in the first half? AKs in the second round seems to be a very prevalent part of today's game. Jax has purchased 1 AK. Galils are out as well, so yes, indeed, we will see that. Taco, great work, you're right, but it's Lucas who's stealing the show here, finding so many kills. The squad is Fur will close things out, known for his pistol work and his precision, and now they've got to fend off the 3 rifles of the Frenchman. Aggression from Lucas, looking at that incendiary down towards T steps to buy him control. He suddenly got that, and they're going to pull 1 player back towards A now because they've got full control. It's going to be Zeus holding the UMP and 1 smoke. He's got a defuse kit as well. And they've only got 1 rifle on the CT side, so in terms of firepower, G2 have the upper hand. But if MIBR can win this, it's such a huge deal. They will be in a great position to actually close out this map. And remember, Dust 2 next, the way they're hitting shots right now, and the fact that there's a couple of players on G2 not turning up at all, this could be interesting. Lucky still 3 and 15. Similar scenes yesterday. For now, though, G2 mid-control. Taco defensive in the library. They'll smoke towards the arch. Oh dear.
Great intentions.
Yeah.
Kenny just makes a better door than a window.
That's their last smoke as well. That couldn't have gone any worse for them. I think they're trying to fake back towards B with those smokes, and now they've just been locked out. This is falling apart for that 1 smoke failing.
I was like one of those, like, when you see the little kid playing basketball and all of a sudden the NBA player comes out from the side of shot and just, denied, son!
That really was heartbreaking because that was their whole strat was fake towards A, take vision away, execute towards B. Now they just have to walk in together after losing a bunch of damage. They've lost the first kill. These UMPs, MP9s are doing work here. And Zeus, remember, just needs to get 1 kill around. That's what he's looking for right now.
Zeus is holding very patiently. Lucas will get the shot unlucky instead. They still haven't detected he's here, and therefore he's going to line up a clean one. And Taco and Fur come around the corner, so bomb planted for G2. That'll give them a little bit more money, but round converted by MIBR. First conversion in this game because they won the first pistol but didn't follow it up.
And now they have 2 more AKs to add to their arsenal. They have a Galil brought into the mix. It's looking very good, and G2 are the plan. They could force again, but I wouldn't recommend it. You can take a partial buy with this sort of setup. $3,000 per player, MIBR in the driving seat, and then some. Shoxy will buy Deagle armor. That's about it. That's as much as they can really afford to spend in this round with no grenades. Looking for the success we had from the Brazilians in the first half. Fallen managed to get a couple of 1-digs to win them around like this. G2, they might need that sort of luck at this point. First kill for Fur, known for his aggression. Displaying that here, and nails the first kill. Flashbang thrown by Lucas to set him up. Nice alley-oop play. 1.5 kills found, Lucky down to 26.
Lucas back around. Fallen waits with the Galil. He's going to peek out a couple times on the shoulder just to make sure that no one comes out the boiler door, because that's the only place they could peek from with the smoke down at the top of the ramp. Mid. Zeus, meanwhile, speaking of smokes, will spray into one over toward Banana. little comfortable on the wide side of Arch. Fallen, very patient. Great shot from Jax. Fallen's patience does get him 2, but at the expense of his teammate, he finds the 3rd, however, and closes out the round. So all's fair. That ends well. No harm, no foul.
Ooh. Do or die time, though, for G2 at this point. 12-6 down, T side. It's been an interesting approach. I couldn't really tell you why they're trying to mix things up, considering the circumstances on their CT side. It was just, that was like familiar of G2 from 2018. Those are the kind of mistakes they were making all year long.
Yeah.
And this, I thought they had rectified those and stopped making those colossal errors, but here we are.
That seems to be something with the French scene that holds them back so much, is just these very insistent mistakes. Whether it's economy's certainly been one for the last, I would say, even 3 years since we last had sort of LDLC into Envy, French, you know, major winners, top of the scene. It's always been something that they've struggled with. So yeah, you're right. I thought as well, with newer talent coming in, things would change. Great play from Lucas. Good sequence. Sneaks out from the Arch. Finds all 3 in the first gun round, but Kenny's not done there. Smokes down. Very, very chaotic. He's going to get the bomb and get away. And there's low HP on Lucas, who can't go back out, but Fur can. Flashed in on the angle. They find Omnic over on the side as well, and MIBR find another round on the CT side.
Clean one as well. 3 AK-47s now. Lucas just looks like an absolute beast in this game. That's wild. Holding so strong. The latest addition to the squad, showing us what he's capable of there. It's going to be $4,000 across the board pretty much for G2 here. Kenny with 5,000. He could afford, as you mentioned, a glass cannon AWP. That would be it. It's not that serviceable on the T side of Inferno. If you had armor and the grenades, sure, there's a way to make it work. But you're so vulnerable on a map like Inferno with the grenade aspect of the game. Glass cannon, it's really difficult to actually find those entry kills because it's great at the start of the round. It drops off in the mid stages. Post plant is when it really comes to light again. You might not even get the post plant if you don't have armor. They will take a partial buy here. It's one of those snowball rounds. We're seeing more and more of this recently. MAC-10s and CZs, and you just choose an area, rush together, try and catch them off. It could be 3 players in apartments or a straight up rush B. Those would be my 2 options here, but we'll see what they've got in mind. And they're just looking for 1 quick kill, get a rifle, quick plant, and see if they can overwhelm the CT defense. Looks like the B rush to me, but we'll see how it goes. Held off. So now they've lost that pounce element at the very start of the round. They're going to have to try and get some basic control like they would in a default, then have the same idea once they get close enough to a bomb site. But the problem is the rifles are now established. That's kind of what you have to try and avoid.
Good flash, though.
Yep.
That'll get them up Banana. Fur backs off because he was alone, so Fallen's going to rotate over. Discipline required, and that favors what G2 need.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, he could have sprayed down with the AK. That would have been a menacing thought. Flash through smoke. That gives Fur the peek. He needs to go because, again, Fallen is still outside of the site. He finds Kenny pushing through, and damage done on Jax as well by Fur before he went down. And Fallen, he'll continue to push forward. Smoke still in position. Rotation only at CT now. But Lucas is trying to do damage where he can. Banana will be part of it also. They've got Taco heading in that direction. Shox is getting sneaky. Beside the tree, pushing out. Zeus is watching for a long flank to see if anyone went down. Banana, I'm surprised he's still looking that way, though, because does he think Shox snuck out behind him? Zeus is going to walk directly into this and get taken down. Now they're actually pinched in. Fallen's got to turn back. Jax gets the shot. I think that wins the round. The push on the smoke. Shox, has he done enough, though? MAC-10, he elects to use the deagle. They're on the defuse. He's got the first. He's got the lineup easily done. And he finds number 7.
They really needed that one. It took absolutely everything there, but it comes to the final moments. I think everyone went down on the CT side, but it's MAC-10s and Deagles that finally get it done for them.
I'm just curious as to what Zeus was looking for, because they already had Banana. So unless they thought there was a really late lurk in apartments, he just let Shox sneak away.
Yeah, you're right. Shoxy delivers as well. You could see he could take his time on that final shot as well. It's a beautiful one. G2 finally get around in the second half here. They've got Kenny S in the AWP. They've got a full buy here. Up against a compromised situation for MIBR. You can see Lucky with some confidence. Right at the top there by the barrels. 1 kid available on the CT side in terms of control. No aggression from the CT forces whatsoever. It's Fallen who will hold towards the quad side with the AWP. Comfortable for now, but will he be challenged by Kenny? He's on the other side looking for anyone. Trying to get intel on the CT forces. They'll hold Lucky for the flanks towards B. While they continue their default here, smoking towards Arch, and in response, there will be a smoke towards Boiler, so Fallen can focus purely towards middle here. Oh dear.
Yeah, focused firmly toward his own death. Kenny already at the bench, closer than Fallen was ready for, and now they'll rush it out. This would break the economy as well and crack the game wide open. We mentioned their T-side yesterday is where they pulled things back on Liquid. It's map 3. It was a rather dull start to it. And here we go again, because Taco's fallen. Lucas couldn't manage a kill. They've only gotten 1 so far. HP low on 2, but they're gonna have to save. They're already over toward B. They're not gonna contest.
Nope. Their money not in a spot to do so. They can save the M4 and the MP9. A chance to score some damage in the next round should be the eco, though. They've got a nice buffer here. It's a big round for GT to pick up. Comfortable one as well, 4 players surviving, including the AWP of Kenny, which did find that lovely shot towards Fallen at the top of middle. That's a battle we want to see continue here as G2 are standing on their feet now. As we said, if they can get established on their T side, I still have them winning this game, just because they should just be able to stifle their opponents and run away with it. Shoxy should be checking this corner, no problem, I would imagine. Doesn't matter, though. Zeus is actually delivering today. He's in double digits. Gets an AK for his troubles. Another $600 as well in the bag, as you can see on the right-hand side of your screen. So that's not got badly at all. He won't use that weapon next round, I would imagine. He does have armor, but I would say he would still rather give it to one of his big performers instead of himself, regardless. But maybe not. We'll see. Could give it to Lucas, who's been lighting it up today. That could be a great idea, but looks like he's holding on to it. Oh, he's there he is. Nice. Gives it to Lucas, exactly that. Gives him the rifle, and he gives it back. So Zeus offered up the AK. Lucas is like, you know what? I'm going to use the M4 instead. You keep that. You worked hard for it. So we'll see whether it has dramatic impact here as MIBR do take the force buy after saving 2 rifles. If they win this round, oh, they're in such a great spot.
Jumping Taco in toward the logs. MP9. Meanwhile, the attack is on the other side of the map. It's not really a side, but it's at the top of the middle. It's a very different map.
Yeah.
Inferno is a great layout, much like Overpass. It's different from tradition.
Yeah, it's got its own unique play style and kind of different variables of the grenade aspect. The banana control is such a great talking point. Like each map has its own identity. Like Dust 2 has the double doors. Inferno has a utility battle. It's a great map. One of my favorites to cast.
Jax. Smokes off in the corner for... Go back out toward the smoke. Is a gap there? No, not quite. Maybe he'd be able to surprise them immediately, but he certainly has help. He's gotten to the cubby, and he has Zeus to flash him back out. Finds one, gets away, blinded himself, smokes himself off. It would have worked if Jax weren't so close. He might have been able to work back over to where the arm. Jax is running and gunning, and Lucas couldn't hit the shot fast enough. Struggling as well as Zeus to hit the one out of apartments, and they've taken the site. Fallen! He's got 2 on the MP9. If he took them both down, I'm not sure how lucky still has 58.
Yeah.
But that would have changed things considerably.
Yeah, there was a chance there for sure. It's going to be G2 winning the round, that the force buy doesn't work out. It was close, though. That moment, the crossfire was established. They assumed the bomb site was clear, but still, they managed to hold on. It's Jax with 3 kills. So nice to see him lighting it up. Still 24 in total for him, 18 deaths. Shox, Amanek, and Lucky to survive. Shoxy will recover the sniper. And we'll get into round number 23. It's going to be 13-9 with Taco just saving the SMG. That's about as exciting as it gets. Here's the scores on the screen for you right now. The big performers, Lucas and Jax, going toe-to-toe. Lucas had some great moments here. As we'll continue on the first map of this best of 3. This is the pick of MIBR. It's been quite a controversial one for them. Never seemed to have amazing success on the map, but they always seem to pick it in vetoes, which is always surprising. It seems like their map pool has never really been that defined, but in this particular scenario, why not? It's a map you can just walk around as a pack of 5. The CT side plays relatively simply, like you can just replicate, slide Zeus in there into your normal setup, and you can move things around as well. You want to keep it dynamic. When you have the coach playing, you want to have Fallen moving around with the AWP and kind of applying pressure in different points of the map, so they don't just think, oh, let's just keep going where Zeus plays, for example. So at this particular juncture, though, they'll have to take the eco. On the CT side, 1 MP9, a couple of Deagles, a Zeus for Zeus. See what works out for him.
A Zeus for Zeus. Been a while since we've had him playing. I've been able to say that, but
Yeah.
there was the time when Zeus using Zeus was a thing, playing
That's
against
right.
Navi.
Yeah.
Oh, past the flames. Kenny gets Taco, burns him, but Taco found a kill before going down, so gets us into a 4-on-4. Fallen, Deagle wants a shot down Banana. Shoxy was falling out of the air, therefore he got the damage in and could not fire back. Fallen knew he could re-peek off of it.
The smoke down as well. If they have one bit more utility, like a smoke or a flash, you can maybe get a rifle out of this, but Kenny's just patrolling that area now. He'll throw the Molotov and he'll try and recover weapons at this point. He's gonna go throw everything away. Yeah, there you go. Get out of there. Throw both the guns away, and now CTs can't recover them. That's really smart from Kenny. It was a risk, but it's worked out.
It has, and despite being a man down, they therefore cannot strengthen the CT side MIBR by going to get those, and they are going to continue to attack toward Banana as well.
Double stack of coffins. So how does this one work out? Fur will be hidden. It's Fallen to bait him in. So that's going to hope that Fallen will maybe get a dink in, take all the aggro in this position, and Fur can swing around. He's also in anti-flash position, right? So if Fallen gets flashed, he can peek up and be fine. We'll see how this goes down. I don't think there's much of a chance, though.
Well, they've confirmed they're in Banana, but Lucas going down means they're down to just 3. Deagle works for, gives him some help. Kenny with a quick scope, no scope, whatever you like, through the wall, through the coffin, finds them retreating toward ruins and brings it back again to a 2-on-2. Low HP Fallen still with the Deagle. I don't think this goes anywhere in favor of MIBR. And we said when the economy got low, that could crack the game wide open for G2. We're seeing it now. They're up to 10, surely, as Fallen goes down.
Absolutely. That was the eco, but still an uncomfortable one there for G2. Took quite a lot to get back into it. The double stack towards coffins did yield a frag, but only the one. It took a whatever it was, quick scope from Kenny through the coffin, through the smoke to actually enable the plant, but they got it done. That's all that matters. And they've got relatively healthy cash. That was the shot towards coffins there, and the PD-50 to close things out. Low HP Fallen could do nothing about it. Round 24 here. Back into the gun rounds for on the AUG. No kits, glass cannon for Fallen, and Lucky. He'll be making his way towards the top of B. Molotov to fend off CT aggression here. Waiting for the Molotov in response. He still drops the smoke. Just trying to protect himself from any swinging players here, give himself a gap. Fur boosted up. And because they haven't really got much at all at B to work with, they got Fallen with 1 smoke and no armor, and they have Fur with a flashbang. So they need to hold on to that smoke for as long as they possibly can. Fallen will be playing towards the emo position, so he can throw that cleanly. They're hoping that setup will be enough. It's certainly going to be difficult, though. A approach so far from G2. Smoke towards Arch. Lucas waiting for his moments to throw his smoke, but comfortable for now. They are gold dust at this point. Can't really afford to throw them away willy-nilly.
Sharks. Boosted and waiting, but no one peeking against him. We'll back off. 46 seconds, and everyone still at 100 HP. $10,000 HP, Henry.
That's what you need.
Actually, it is. I might be able to get some kills and actually win some rounds if I had 10,000 HP. Fallen removes all of Lucky's in one shot with the op, excuse me. Fallen on the other side of the map, though, has to let his teammates go to work on A. They've lost Zeus, but Taco only good for 1 as they got inside of the pit behind him. Lucas at range, low HP. Kenny's got bomb, but Almanac 18.
He denies it.
To hold him, and thankfully does, because you're right, the time was so low. Now they get a 2-on-2, and Kenny is ready to fight. They've given themselves a chance. He goes back down toward the quad, and I think he surprises Fur here. I don't think Fur is ready for this at all.
No.
And he knows exactly where Fallen's coming from as well, and he shall be found.
Oh, that's great work from Kenny S. This is why we want to see him in the AWP. This is why we were begging for it in the first half. Hopefully now you can see why, as he is an absolute god when he gets in the zone. He always knows where he has to be, what to do to win the rounds, and that was just a beautiful display there. Nothing too spectacular, I suppose, in terms of the shots hit, but just great positioning, very calm, and denied everything. See Lucas showing some frustration there. As we get into round 25, another eco from MIBR, that big lead they built up. As we said on the CT side, that's what we thought they would falter. It's difficult to hold off a very well-drilled team. G2 had their problems on the CT side, but they're getting back on their feet now as the grenades will be delivered towards the top of B. Sends the CTs back. They do not have control of Banana whatsoever. Molotov towards the sandbags. Flushing these positions out. They'll know the money's low. That's why they're operating in a looser manner, just trying to find opening frags. Sound cue there from Shox after taking a tick of damage from the Molotov, but is only fur towards B. So he's trying to show as much aggression as he can to say, you don't want to come here, boys. So much going on, but unfortunately it's just him. But he probably hits the shot, and indeed he does. It Shox to go down, and that might be enough to dissuade them now. That smoke down, knowing fur's hitting shots like that, they might go back towards A. Oh, there's a rifle available as well. They've got it. Fur takes a shot, but he still has an AK-47 now. Second kill, Lucas. Great job so far. What a game he's having, 23.
8. He's having a solid game. Can't take that away from the man. Started slow, by the way, Lucas.
Yep.
He was very slow in the first few rounds to get on the board. What an instrumental round this is with Fur on the AK, and still a chance to try and shut them down. Missed Molotov.
Oh dear.
Fur can stay where he is. Fallen will take the aggro first. Goes in, flash timing, perfect. Fallen and Fur each with the kill. Fallen goes down, but it's a 3-on-1. Omnic falls to the AK as well. Brilliantly done, and now 2 to go for MIBR. Back with a bit of momentum.
So general rule of thumb, if you can die in a round like that and your teammates can't recover the AK and the CTs can, you've operated in the incorrect manner. Those sort of rounds, if you're committing, you have to make sure the teammates are there. That went horribly wrong. Fair play, Taco. Sorry, it was Fur who hit one amazing shot from CT spawn. He always does. But G2 now really going to be tested. They have got cash available to them, but MIBR with the coach playing currently sit 14-11 in their favor on the CT side of Inferno, considered to be a CT bias map. And the tactical timeout is going to have to be something quite phenomenal here from G2. They have not looked their best today. This is probably the worst map I've seen them play in a couple of months in terms of the team's synergy and the decisions they're making. Maybe this kind of pressure on themselves, knowing that they have to win this one. Like it should be like, quote unquote, the easy one, considering they're playing against the coach.
No, absolutely.
Could be in their head. I'm not sure.
I mean, they had a horrible start before they went back to the book and actually did things right. Considering the purchasing lack of op and then an op on Shox when Kenny had money and etc.
Yeah, indeed. Well, they do have enough for a buy here, but Mac 10 I should say for Amanek. Severe lack of utility. A execution of sorts. Just going to try and send a few players out of the apartment, seeing see the flashbang being lined up by Shoxy here. He'll send out his Mac 10. Oh, not before they take about 100 damage in the grenade, though. So this Mac 10 is going to struggle to have any sort of impact.
So Taco gets stuck in the air. Lucas gets an angle to take down the ball. Bomb in the apartments. Nowhere to go, but back up to get it. And Kenny's trying to do that while still fighting forward. That's an impossible task. He goes down, and MIBR have map point for the first of this best of 3. We still have another one. Best of 3 that is coming up a little bit later today as well. This one, just to note, goes to Dust 2 next, and then Train, if needed.
And that's what worries me, because Dust 2, right? The play style MIBR have right now, with the shots they're hitting, and the fact that G2 have one player that's not even on the server right now, like, Dust 2, that's the loosest map we have in CSGO. Like, that was a risk to bring that one out. It's a very good map for G2. I'll give them that, but in this scenario, I'd try and make it as tactical as possible against a compromised MIBR. Either way, could be the final round here. CZ's, a Mac 10, a Deagle. It really isn't looking good.
You have to consider as well, G2 nearly beat Liquid yesterday.
Yeah.
And MIBR had to rely on forcing overtime in map 3 against Envy to stay alive.
Sure.
I would have looked at this and thought, open shut case G2 walk, but this is not the way it's going. MIBR fighting valiantly back into this tournament, not just in this series at all. It's a bigger picture than that, really. as Lucas catches out Kenny, heading toward the arch. Jax does get through, but Lucas steps out to find Amanek as well. The beginning of the end. It's Jax and Shocks only with pistols. 5 players still up. On the MIBR side, that nearly changes.
Bomb down by itself. So that's it. No, nothing Jax can do with this position. I'm afraid it's going to be 16-11. G2 have given up Inferno. It's not like it's a bogey map for them that they play this. They're confident on it. Just some really weird decision-making in the first half. I think they're rattled, maybe inside their own heads here. Going to take some time after this map. They need to win Dust 2. They can't crash out the tournament like this. It's going to be Zeus to close things out. MIBR convincing, as they will be winning 16-11 there. Their T side was wonderful. I didn't think their CT side would be that effective, but Lucas has been lighting it up. 26 kills with him, Fur with 25, Fallen with 22, Taco with 20.